Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, a local organization comes together to give back to those in need just in time for Thanksgiving.
Plus, with Proposition 57 passing, the Torrance Police Department tells us what kind of impact it may have on our community.
Then find out how Torrance's rich history ties into this newly opened restaurant and bar.
And it's probably the largest sushi roll you've ever seen, and it was made right here in Torrance. We'll tell you more.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. A controversial proposition passed this month in California, and local authorities say it will have an impact in Torrance and cities throughout the state.
A lot of these individuals have multiple arrest records, and going forward, there's a lot of crimes that are going to be sentenced differently. It means the penalties are not going to be as stiff for certain crimes that we've arrested people for.
Proposition 57, which passed with nearly 64% voter approval, was supported by Governor Jerry Brown to help with California's long-term solution of prison overcrowding that has cost taxpayers billions of dollars. The proposition will speed up the parole process and gives nonviolent prisoners an opportunity to appeal for an early release. According to the proposition, in order to be granted parole, inmates must show that they are rehabilitated and do not pose a danger to the public. Now, law enforcement officials who oppose this proposition say it puts communities in danger by putting more felons back on the streets and could possibly boost crime rates. According to the proposition, nonviolent crimes can include human trafficking, rape by intoxication, rape of an unconscious person, drive-by shooting, assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, hate crimes, arson, and lewd acts against a child, just to name a few.
Our gang unit currently works and does a very good job of supervising people that are on parole within the city of Torrance, and we will continue to do that. Once we find out more individuals are being released into our community, we will do our job to supervise them.
The Torrance Police Department plans to look at new ways to combat crimes in the event that they see a spike once the proposition goes into effect. Authorities say they won't see an impact for at least another 6 months as felons have to go through the appeals process.
We'll be very vigilant in what we do and continue to keep the community safe. And we are always going to ask for the community to help us, as they always do. If they see something, say something. That's very important, and we all have to be working together in this.
Sergeant Crockey says there may be an increase in car burglaries and thefts. Proposition 57 will also require state prison officials to craft policies for new good behavior credits, allowances that can be earned by those serving a wide variety of sentences. Nearly 130,000 prison inmates could seek early parole under this measure. California is spending about $800 million this year alone to house nearly 11,000 inmates in private prisons and to operate new cell houses.
The Torrance City Council recently honored the Civil Air Patrol.
Our program is 75 years old and still growing. We would like to thank especially the City of Torrance for all you have offered us in facilities and assistance in our program.
December 1st was proclaimed Civil Air Patrol Day to celebrate the men and women who serve as the official auxiliary for the U.S. Air Force. The recognition was accepted on behalf of the South Bay Senior Squadron 129 and Beach City Squadron 107. Civil Air Patrol's mission is to assist with emergency services, cadet programs, and aerospace education. Now, Civil Air Patrol is celebrating its 75th year in existence. They also provide vital homeland security missions that help ensure the protection of the nation's capital and the nation as a whole by assisting Air Force pilots. Now, the patrol was founded on December 1st to help the U.S. military during World War II.
With Thanksgiving here, locals gathered at Coast Christian Fellowship to host a food bank for those in need. Here's Jerisa Blunt with the story.
Warren Hughes is the president of Lydias House, a food bank ministry at Coast Christian Fellowship. Hughes started the ministry almost 4 years ago after experiencing his own tough time.
You know, I was in a business where I felt like I was a taker. I was always taking, you know, from everyone and not really giving back. And when the real estate market crashed, it shifted my whole paradigm. And basically, I understood what it meant to be in need.
Though Hughes was passionate, it wasn't easy starting Lydias House.
I contacted the LA Food Bank. I was put on a waiting list for about a year, so it wasn't something that happened overnight. And then a year later, I called them back and said, "Are we closer to being involved?" And they said, "No, there's 700 people in front of you." And then a week later, they called me back and said, "You know what? You know, we'll take you."
Since that day, Hughes and over a dozen volunteers serve the Torrance and surrounding communities weekly, giving out fruit, fresh and canned vegetables, meats, and breads donated by the LA Food Bank and local grocery stores. The food bank has helped some not just once or twice, but it has kept them afloat.
I heard about it from someone at church that they're having the food here, so that's when I started coming. Because I was coming here when I was homeless and living in Long Beach, and I came here to get food.
Richard Akuba was living in a car until it got towed. He's been coming to the food bank every week for the last 2 years.
What they're doing is God's work, so I think it's a good thing.
That appreciation runs both ways. Todd Zillman has been volunteering at Lydias House for a year.
I enjoy being able to give my time, just serve these people here. They are so welcoming and appreciative of the help that we give them, and it's just very rewarding to do that for them.
When you give, you get so much more back than you could ever give. And that's what I would encourage people to do.
February will mark 4 years since Lydias House opened, serving the community with food and hope. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jerisa Blunt.
Thanks, Jerisa. Lydias House is open every Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. at 4000 Pacific Coast Highway. It's open to anyone in the community who would like to volunteer or pick up food.
Well, still ahead.
On the sunny side of the street.
These women put on a one-of-a-kind show at the James Armstrong Theater.
Plus, there's a new restaurant in town serving up some of the tastiest Mediterranean dishes. We'll take you there.
Did you go tanning? Yeah, check it out. You're getting so tan. Finals are the worst. We need some sun. Where's your tan? It's melanoma. I'm stage 3.
Melanoma is the second most common cancer for young women, 15 to 29. Protect yourself. Protect your friends. Stop tanning. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
I see my friends out there getting waves. It's like, it's hard. It was a surprise to me when they told me I had MS. It's like, you sure?
Well, this is a virtual reality rig, and this is going to allow Steve to see and experience the waves that I ride.
Put that on your head. Whoa.
Many at the 90th Macys Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York will get into the Hawaiian spirit thanks to a Torrance restaurant. King's Hawaiian, a popular bakery and restaurant located in Torrance, will be part of the famed tradition put on by Macys on Thanksgiving Day. This plumeria trimmed float with a mountain, palm trees, a volcano, and grass shack will make its way down Broadway Avenue in New York City. King's Hawaiian Bakery and Restaurant is located at 2808 Sepulveda Boulevard.
Are you interested in taking part in creating Torrance's 2016 Rose Parade float? Well, you still have time to participate. Volunteers have been working endlessly to create this year's Be Your Own Knight float that has a female knight battling a dragon with a whimsical castle. Using the parade theme, Echoes of Success, a sketch designed by a West High School senior was chosen. Decorators met recently in the council chambers to discuss upcoming events as they're just a month away from having their float make its way down Colorado Boulevard. President Bev Finley says there is still a lot to get done before the big day.
We are still looking for people to help us decorate, especially on our dry days, because if we don't get all the stuff done, we'll have to have a third dry day, which means we have to get another bus, which costs us more money.
The Torrance Rose Float Association also elected their new board and are looking for funding to help build next year's Rose Float. Officials say the Be Your Own Night float will be 16.5 feet tall, 35 feet long, and will have 8 riders. It's the 38th entry in the parade. Torrance has participated in 63 Rose Parades since 1914. This year marks the 128th Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena. The parade will take place on Monday, January 2nd, since New Year's Day lands on a Sunday. Now, to get more information, you can visit torrancerosefloat.org. We'll be sure to bring you all the highlights of this year's parade, along with many events leading up to the big day.
And speaking of floats, another special one will be making its debut for the holiday season. Santa and his reindeer are set to travel through Torrance neighborhoods starting November 28th through December 19th. This tradition has been put on by the Torrance Police Officers Association since 1969. Santa will only make stops in residential areas and is escorted by police officers. The majority of the nights, Santa will spread the holiday cheer starting at 5 p.m., but some of the days he will be out at 4 p.m. To get to the full schedule and maps, you can go to torrancepoa.com. 2 Southern California rival university fans were under one roof for a night. The University of Southern California Song Girls and Band showed off their talents with the Trojan Warrior and Traveler mascot nearby. The 8th annual Rotary UCLA versus USC Tailgate dinner at the Torrance Marriott was well attended once again. UCLA's cheerleaders and Bear mascot also joined in on the rivalry fund to help get participants pumped for the fundraiser dinner hosted by Rotary clubs of Lomita, Torrance Airport, Torrance Del Amo, and South Bay Sunrise. It's usually put on midweek before the USC-UCLA football game. The live auction benefits the athletic programs for the Torrance Unified School District, and this year they're hoping to raise $3,000 for each public high school so teams can buy safety equipment for the players. The guest speakers were former USC football coach John Robinson and Kurt Moll, who was a lineman for UCLA and played for the Raiders. There were more than 400 people in attendance.
Well, it was a night filled with high school students from the Torrance Unified School District showing off their talents. Bands from all local area public high schools put on a show for the community. It was the first of its kind as students performed their 2016 field show at West High School. One South High Band booster parent says the performances show precision, execution, and playing ability. The unique performances were watched by community members that filled up the stadium. Most of the high school bands start rehearsing in the summer and spend numerous hours a week practicing.
An old woman's chorus sang their hearts out at the James Armstrong Theater recently.
On the sunny side of the street.
The Torrance-based Los Angeles Town Show Chorus sang 20 numbers for a packed crowd as part of their musical called Sultan's Got a Brand New Bag. The original scripted musical was created by 2 of its members that are part of the 55-member group. The comedy shared the fate of an original department store that goes bankrupt in the visit of the Sultan and his harem. The show included many familiar old-time favorites. The group puts on a show twice a year at the Armstrong Theater and share their talents within the South Bay community year-round.
It's really good to just go and experience people not taking themselves too seriously. We're not in show business. We're a community musical group, and we just do this just for the sheer joy of it. And it's so infectious that everybody goes home feeling good.
It gives us an opportunity to showcase some very good singing and, again, try to keep alive the barbershop harmony, which is a great American musical genre. And so we've been doing, like I said, we've been doing this for 58 years. We have one lady in our chorus who has been a member for 54 of those 58 years.
LA Southtown Show Chorus is a chapter of Sweet Adelines International and is a nonprofit organization of approximately 30,000 members in choruses and quartets worldwide. They sound great. For more information about the LA Southtown Show Chorus and how you can join, You can head to lasouthtowns.org. Their next show will be in May. November is National Diabetes Month, and a local organization took this month to help spread awareness about the disease. The Torrance South Bay YMCA hosted their first diabetes awareness walk, and reporter Jerisa Blunt was there for the story.
A national health concern caught the attention of nearly 36 locals looking to raise awareness right here in Torrance.
It's Diabetes Awareness Month, and since we have a program in Torrance that helps prevent diabetes, so we decided to create more awareness in our community.
The Diabetes Prevention Program is a year-long program offered by the YMCA and led by Jameson Costa. The program is to help prevent diabetes for those at risk. Tony Gonzalez is one of those new members, and it wasn't hard for her to decide that a healthy lifestyle was necessary.
When I was going to church, one of the guys, a lot of the people had diabetes, and one of the guys lost his foot. So I had decided that that was something that I didn't want to do.
Costa felt having a community walk was important for raising awareness about the program.
It's very expensive to treat diabetes. When you get diabetes, you have other risks: a heart attack, stroke, you can lose your limbs. So it's a chain of events that can be very detrimental to your health, and then it's hard on the family too.
That's why participants of the Diabetes Prevention Program get to enjoy a 4-month membership with access to the gym and many other programs on site, all for free.
Exercising is exhilarating, and at the Y you get to meet people and learn their stories and see the joy in their eyes that this is a program that's workable for them and that the changes will be good.
So good that Gonzalez has already seen positive changes.
I can tie my shoes really good now. I'm losing dress size, pant size, and when I put on a new pair of pants, I think, wow, I can really do this.
We had amazing results in the program. We had people that lost 58 pounds, 30 pounds, 20 pounds, and they are not pre-diabetic anymore.
According to the American Diabetes Association, 86 million Americans are pre-diabetic. Without making lifestyle changes, they could develop full-on diabetes with complications as severe as blindness or amputation.
Research says if you lose at least 7% of your body weight and do at least 150 minutes of exercise a week, you are able to lose 10 to 15 pounds, and that will help you, if you're pre-diabetic or at risk, decrease that risk.
A total of 30 participants made the 1-mile walk from the YMCA to the Torrance Farmers Market, making it the first of many successful events to come. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jerisa Blunt.
Thanks, Jerisa. 1 in 11 Americans have diabetes. Those over the age of 45 or have family history of the disease are more at risk.
A new eatery is now open for business and is spotlighting Torrance's rich history. The night started with a toast and a cake-cutting ceremony with Torrance Mayor Patrick Fury and Chairman Chun from XLD Group, LLC, who owns the Torrance Marriott Redondo Beach. This kicked off new beginnings for 21 Square Bar and Kitchen after nearly 10 months of construction. The new eatery, located inside the Torrance Marriott across from the Del Amo Fashion Center, finally opened its doors to hotel guests and to the public. The restaurant is named after the city's 21 square miles and the year it was founded. The beautiful bar, along with spacious indoor seating and an outdoor patio, offers a great ambiance for not only those visiting Torrance, but for locals to enjoy as well. Hotel staff say it's designed so people can come and feel right at home.
Torrance Marriott had a bar in the middle of the lobby, so that bar was taken down, and actually we added new space, about 4,000 new space, which we created an indoor-outdoor bar experience. So, and then the old Garden Court restaurant, part of it is now event space.
On tap, they have crafted beer made for the hotel with the help of Absolution Brewery's brewmaster. And besides some signature dishes from steaks to sea scallops, they also offer quick bites. They are open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can call 310-543-6034 for reservations.
Across town, another new eatery located in the heart of Torrance is officially joining the business community. Cafe Roma owners, members of the Torrance City Council, along with the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce, celebrated their official grand opening and ribbon cutting event. The new Mediterranean restaurant also features a bakery producing fresh baked goods daily. The eatery had a soft opening more than a month ago. Cafe Roma is located at the former Buffalo Fire Department on Cabrillo Avenue. On the menu, there are delicious entrees like oven-roasted Mediterranean halibut to Cafe Roma lamb shanks. The large, elegant space can also host special events, private parties, and offers live music.
It's really nice today to be here at Cafe Roma to welcome a new restaurant into the city of Torrance. It's a beautiful restaurant, a nice atmosphere. We are happy for the jobs that this restaurant is bringing into our community, and we invite the community to come in and experience a very nice dining experience.
To check out their menu or learn more about the restaurant, go to CafeRomaCuisine.com.
A local institute in Torrance is taking the meaning of a sushi roll to a whole new level. A group of chefs at the Sushi Chef Institute in Torrance created this large sushi roll. Preparing it like any other roll, they used several feet of seaweed and strips of raw fish, eggs, avocados, and a lot of rice. They used a large sword to cut the sushi roll in half. Now, the giant roll was made as a preview for the Japanese Food Festival taking place in Los Angeles. You can go to sushischool.net for more information about the Institute.
Torrance entrepreneurs shared their journey of success at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center recently. Representatives from Alpine Electronics, Special Operations Technologies, Q-Mania, Hollywood Riviera Studios, and Smog City Brewing talked about how they got to where they are today at the second annual Innovation Matters event. The theme was disruptive innovation, which means an innovation that creates a new market and value network. In this context, disruption is described as a process where a smaller company is able to successfully challenge larger established businesses.
Your ideas and determination can ultimately create new businesses and new jobs, and that's the exciting part of being mayor. Whether you are an established leader, here to share your valuable insight, or you're just getting your start as a business owner, you should be proud that you are fostering the spirit of entrepreneurship that drives our economy.
Torrance's Economic Development Manager, Fran Fulton, moderated the event. She also serves on the board of the South Bay Entrepreneurial Business Incubator. This was also an opportunity for upcoming entrepreneurs to pitch their companies. The second annual Innovation Matters event was sponsored by Torrance company BQE. The event took place during Global Entrepreneurial Week. For more information all about the great events offered by the South Bay Entrepreneurial Center, you can visit the sbec.org. Families right here in Torrance will have the comfort of knowing they will be able to enjoy a warm Thanksgiving dinner this year thanks to an annual event.
Spread out some more. Spread out a little bit.
From whole turkeys to cranberry sauce, vegetables, stuffing, and even pumpkin pie, nearly 150 Thanksgiving dinners were put together for families in need in the Torrance Unified School District. The Torrance Del Amo Rotary teamed up with the district to offer these special meals. Fern Elementary School students, parents, staff, and Torrance High School students from the Tartar Knights group made up nearly 20 volunteers that came out to assemble the dinners.
It feels good to give back because not every day you can give back to people. So when you have the opportunity, you could grab hold of it and just make it special for them.
We just are so happy that we can give back, that we have, in Rotary, we say service above self. So for us to be able to serve is our joy.
The Tartar Knights volunteer group meets weekly to give back to the Torrance community. To get in touch with the Torrance Del Amo Rotary, you can go to Torrance Del Amo Rotary Facebook page. The Torrance Police Department is cautioning residents about a scam that 3 victims in the recent weeks have already fallen prey to. A scam called Pigeon Drop involves multiple suspects tricking people to give up a sum of money in order to prove trustworthiness and secure the rights to a larger sum of money or more valuable property. Ultimately, the scammer works with a partner and takes off with the victim's money and valuables. Officials say it usually takes place in commercial parking lots during the daytime. Most recently, the victims were contacted by suspects at the 21,700 block of Western Avenue, 190th and Anza Avenue, and the 19,800 block of Hawthorne Boulevard. There have been three types of prevalent scenarios. The first one is that the suspect tells the victim that they've inherited a large sum of money and need assistance donating it to a church or philanthropic cause, and in return for helping, the victim is offered a large amount of money. Another scenario is when the suspect seems to be in need of assistance of cashing a winning lottery ticket and says that they're not a U.S. citizen. Third, the suspect tells the victim that they found a bag of money in a parking lot and are offering to split it with the victim. In all of these scenarios, victims are asked to give the suspect cash up front in good faith, as they are told they will be awarded for their role. The scam can play out for hours. Now, if you have any information related to these crimes or have been approached, call 310-328-3456.
A medical center in Torrance is making sure they're prepared in the event of a disaster. What looked like a real-life emergency was actually just a drill as 70 students from El Camino College and Madrona Middle School played victims at Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center in Torrance. Hospital personnel practiced what they would do during an unexpected disaster. They played out a scenario of a mass casualty incident where a freight train derailed and spilled chemicals. The exercise involved a bus load of students, with some seriously injured and some contaminated by toxins. It was part of the 2016 statewide medical and health exercise that focuses on testing response procedures, building collaborative relationships, and identifying areas for improvement before disaster strikes. The 15 Minutes Till 50 Patients program was recognized by the California Department of Public Health for innovation and has been adopted by hospitals across the nation.
Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.